I'm done with unproductive meetings. Yes! Have you ever been to a meeting and feel like it just sucked the life out of you and all your energy and all your productivity and you don't even want to be in here anymore? Well, have you ever been to a meeting that's like, I don't even know what we're doing. Where are we going? What are we talking about? You're way more confused than you were when you first walked in the door. Yeah, fear not. There is a better way to run meetings. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can create positive momentum for each staff member while also being more productive and decreasing the amount of time that you can be in a meeting using a method that you probably have never heard of before. Let's get started. I'm Hisey. Many of my clients have been complaining to me that they feel a lot of stress, they feel overwhelmed, they feel tired, they feel a burden to get things done, but yet their employer doesn't really help them be more productive because there's one thing that keeps using up their precious resource, their time. What is that one thing that keeps taking away from the most important tasks in which they're hired to do? It is meetings. Unproductive meetings. So I don't know about you, but there are weeks it seems like all I do is go to meetings, and at the end of the week I'm worn out, I'm tired, I'm like, what in the world did we accomplish this week? Have you ever experienced meetings that just seem like they get off track or somebody else has another agenda and the next thing you know they're talking about what they want to talk about and the whole other people are sitting there like, what does this have to do with why we're having a meeting? 95% of the time when I'm in a meeting I feel like we could have accomplished this just by sending a few emails and saving each other time. But so many of these meetings, they just eat up our time. And at the end of the day, this meeting has not helped me or my staff or even the organization move forward and actually accomplish our goal or our mission. So how do we make these meetings more productive? How do we make them more meaningful and actually get things done? Well, here's the answer. The meeting needs to be focused on one topic and one topic only. Too many meetings, they go off on these rabbit trails and they lead us away from the purpose of the meeting. But your meeting, if you're going to have a meeting that is productive and doesn't waste time, your meeting needs to be about one thing: solving one problem. What's that problem? Solving one problem. You need to, these meetings, they're scheduled too many times for the wrong reasons, right? Meetings should be scheduled because there is a problem, there's an issue, there is something getting us in the way or stopping us from being productive. There's something stopping us from accomplishing our mission as an organization. And it needs to be addressed in order to move forward. This is why we're having a meeting. And so every church, every organization, every business, they're going somewhere. They're trying to accomplish something. And they have work that they want to complete. So if you're going to schedule a meeting, make sure it comes from this angle. There's a problem that is getting in the way. And we need to address it in order to move on. In order to move forward. As the main leader, right, you need to unpack this problem and help these people see this problem is an issue and it's stopping us from moving forward. There are 6 steps that you can take to make sure that your meetings are productive and they help your staff and your organization move forward. So let's unpack those 6 things right now. Number 1, the first step. Bring up the problem. What is the issue? I told you that every meeting should be about one issue that is stopping the organization from moving forward. So what is the issue? Bring up the problem and then explain to your staff how this prevents your church, your business, your organization from moving forward. Number 2. The second part is giving those at the meeting a resolution to the problem. Now, an important part of this resolution is describing, the mission, right? How is the organization going to benefit when the mission is being lived out? How is the church going to benefit when the mission is being lived out? How's the community going to be impacted? How are our customers going to be impacted, right? What is it going to look like when we actually live out our mission? So you unpack it. Take some time to really cast the vision for the organization and help the people, your staff, or whoever you're talking to, and whoever you're leading, actually help them feel and see what this would look like. Unpack the why for them. So what you're doing is you're casting the big vision, helping these people get behind why we're doing what we're doing. This is where people are going to buy in, is by giving them the vision, right? So if you help them see and feel, oh, I understand why this is in the way and what we want to do, where we're going, they're going to actually you'll get more out of your people because they'll be behind the vision, and they see it, they feel it, they understand it, and they want this vision to become a reality. So the second step is to give them a resolution to what you need from them to address the issue. That's the first step, is address the issue. Second step is give a resolution. The third step is be intentional and focused. As a team, brainstorm this issue and say, how can we solve this? Right? What resources will we need? Who can resolve this? What part of the team can answer this, can do this work? And the most important part of all of this is develop a plan that's agreed upon with everyone moving forward that addresses this issue, but also helps your organization live out its goals and mission. The fourth step is taking action. What steps do you need to take in order to actually address this issue? Lay it out as specific as possible. Be intentional, be focused, and make sure that it's not just random. Hey, Joe, you need to do this. Sarah, you need to do this. Steve, you need to do this. Give specific, focused, intentional steps for each team member of what they need to do, right? And here's another thing. Add a completion date is a very important part of the process. Each team member, they have their own piece that they're supposed to work on, but they also know that it needs to be completed by this date, because if it's not completed by this date, it's going to impact the organization, but also the goal in which we're working for. And when everyone is meeting, when everyone's working together, when everyone understands the actions and the steps they're supposed to do, it brings the team together and there's unity behind this mission. So the fourth step is to make sure that you take action. Step number 5, timeline and completion date. That's exact. I said a little bit about that at step number 4, but make sure there is a big timeline laid out, and you might have to reverse engineer it. This is where we want to be by this time, and this is what we want to have done. So what steps do we have to take backwards to make this happen? But make sure that everyone understands. If I have a purpose, if there's something that I'm supposed to be doing as part of this, I know the tasks that need to be completed and the dates in which they need to be done. That's the 5th step. Have a timeline and a completion date for each and every person on the staff, for the team, and for the organization. Step number 6. Recast the vision. Psst. Hey, Steve. You told me step number 1, I'm supposed to cast the vision. Yeah, I did. You're right, I did. And here's the thing. Recast the vision. And before you leave the meeting, unpack that vision one more time so the people begin to feel it, they begin to see it, but they begin to own it. And they also, the last thing on their mind is they're thinking about the big picture. They're thinking about, how can I do my job and accomplish this task so that I can help our organization accomplish their job and accomplish their task, their vision, their goals. These are 6 simple steps, but if you do this, your steps will your meetings will no longer be unproductive. Your meetings will be focused. Your meetings will be intentional. You will actually get some stuff done, and you may find that some people may actually be willing to meet more often for a shorter period of time, because they know the meetings are attached to something greater, but also the meetings are helping moving the organization forward, and there's a purpose behind the meetings. And you may actually find there's a little bit of enjoyment in some of these meetings too. I hope you find this helpful, and thank you for joining us. See you next time.